Hello, you beautiful water sign person, you. Welcome to your Autumn Equinox energy update with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book your personal reading or check out my new website, you can do so on the website address below. With that said, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you all on your path to your highest vibrational good, or should I say us, because as many of you know, I have a watery moon in my chart. So with that said, what I would usually look at here is your destiny and direction, the overall sort of energy for the season. But I kind of feel like we needed something more than that. So what I've split this into is where your energies are best spent over this entire season and what it is that you need to release in order to get there. So let's check it out. For Cancer, my lunar brothers and sisters, let's have a look. So these are for sun, moon, and rising. And so for where we should best spend our energies, we've got the Strength card. And so this basically says to you, where it is it that you need to start putting the heart of who you are into what it is that you do. Maybe, and I know for a lot of Cancerians, there's been a lot of challenges about being themselves, showing up as they truly are, having to temper a lot of the things that they do, a lot of the things that they feel in order to fit in at the workplace, in order to really go for it when it comes to the career, in order to, you know, there's just a lot that they've had to, even with relationships, you know, and not just the personal kind, the entire sort of interpersonal perspective has had to be kind of looked at through this lens of, right, well, how do we show up in the world in a very, you know, analytical and linear sort of way. And in many ways it's taught, you know, it's kind of taught you how to solidify that kind of strength and to find that different side of you. But now I actually feel like this season is going to show you how to put your heart in it. It's also going to show you what your heart is truly in. What is it that you need to spend your time and energy on? Well, what is it that your heart calls you towards? This is where you are going to find the best use of your energy. And also with the Strength card, this can be anything from finding out where it is that you're overly giving, where it is that maybe you are being too generous. And there is such a thing, right? Sometimes we do that on a subconscious level because we think, oh, you know, maybe people will like me more, or maybe it will make me have an easier time. That's just really at base level an escapist kind of tendency. Sometimes you have to stand your ground sometimes. And the thing is, I've said this before, Cancerian energy is very powerful. It's very, very strong. When they really rally their feelings and they're truly in control of them and conscious about what they feel and what they are, you know, willing to stand for, that's when you see the true power of Cancerian energy. So what you are, your energies are best spent on getting to the core of who you are and what it is that really motivates you and what you're ready to stand for and how you're ready for people to receive you at this moment in time. Not only that, we have that Mars retrograde that in some way, shape or form, I mean, it's at a square to Cancer. So that's going to be interesting, right? Because it's a cardinal energy squaring a cardinal energy. So it's, you know, in a lot of ways, this is about what you're ready to start. And the opportunity that will arise will come by making you really uncomfortable in some way and having to push on in a new direction, whether you want to or not. So what is it that you need to release or to let go of in order to get there? Conflict. Someone once said this to me a while back, I think it was about 2 years ago. I had some real bad trolling. And someone said to me, if you stop and take a moment at every dog that barks, you'll never finish your journey. And I tell you, it was kind of like a, you know, one of those cliche sayings, but it really hit me because I was like, yeah, shit, that's so true. Now I'm just like, meh, trolls, whatever. I'll get in on the action and troll myself with you just to shut you up, you know. But yeah, the Five of Swords is all about conflict. It's all about the arguments, the discussions, sometimes the hard discussions that you need to have. And the fact that you've got this as what you need to release it kind of feels like whatever script, wherever it is that you've had to fight the good fight in order to do this. Now, I'm not saying don't stand up for yourself or show people who you truly are. I'm not saying don't stop. I'm not saying stop. So I'm not saying to not stop editing yourself and censoring yourself for other people. What I'm saying is, if the conflict is unnecessary, if you're really not going to get anything out of it besides proving a point, it's a waste of your time and your energy. Let it go. By doing so, you not only do you dissipate the power, but you increase your own personal power, because you're not allowing somebody else to take it from you. When you get into any sort of what's the word? Come on, brain. Not assault. What's the word? Conflict. But it's not. There's another word that I'm looking for and I can't find it now. But when you get into that, what's actually happening is an energy exchange, and you end up fighting for that energy. Don't do it, because the second you start fighting for it, you're already giving your power away. All right. For you wonderful Scorpio people, so you have the 7 of Cups, and this is all about what you are trying to, where your energies are best spent. So this is about you learning to juggle more things at more times. This is about you getting to that point of multitasking. Scorpio likes things slow and steady. They like to do things thoroughly to a point, right? And some situations in our lives, they require more speed. They require more swift action. This is what you're being asked to learn. So why do I say that? Because remember, the 7 of Cups can be about, doing too many things at once. But the fact that this is what your energies are best spent on, it's asking you to think about diversifying. Where is it that you've allowed yourself to become too rigid? This autumn equinox season and this Mars retrograde season is going to show you that in some way, shape or form, because Mars is your ancient ruler, right? Mars is the original ruler of Scorpio. It's the feminine, Scorpio is the feminine aspect of Martian energy, which is really powerful. And the fact that it's in your twin sign, because it's in Aries, in its home, it's trying to show you relying on the energy that you have is one aspect of who you are. Relying on the other part of your energy, or that twin sort of energy that you have in the Aries, that's going to show you how to really make action, but make action in a way that doesn't dissipate your power. It's about being direct, it's about being focused, but it's about learning how to multitask and diversify what you do and also the way that you do it. So what is it that you need to release in order to make this a reality? You have the Page of Cups, right? So this is interesting because you've gone through this whole process throughout 2020 of showing your vulnerable side, right? Of really letting people see who you are, what you're about, what you're, where you come from at a deep level. And I kind of feel like in a lot of ways you've shown people, the core of who you are. But this Page of Cups is about what you need to release now. So this idea of treating everybody with cotton wool gloves, this idea of tiptoeing around people, this is very out of character for you guys. You've done a lot of it this year because you tried to show people that softer side of you, right? And I think also in probably a protective manner as well. When you're nicer to people, they're likely to be kinder to the you that you present when you are vulnerable. So I see you, right? That's one aspect of this. But the other part of it is, this is about you saying to yourself, I am not responsible for everyone and everything else. I'm not responsible for the way that everybody else feels. I can't be. This is the thing about Scorpio energy, right? You guys are such deep, powerful empaths that very often you will just switch it off, right? You'll just switch it off because it's too intense for you to feel. This is kind of you owning that and saying, right, well, I feel at this level, I operate at this level. And in order to survive with my sanity intact, I'm going to have to not only differentiate my stuff from yours, but more importantly, I'm going to have to draw the boundary. Your stuff is your responsibility, and I can't keep taking that on board. All right, for you wonderful Pisceans, you have the King of Wands. This is where your energies are best spent. Get yourself out there. Let people know who you are. Go out and scream your bloody name from the rooftops if you have to. Share your name, share your visions, share what it is that you want to create in this life. Let people know who you are. Show them where they can find you and how you can help them. The King of Wands is bold, vibrant. He puts himself up front and center. Sometimes, you know, even when you wish they wouldn't, the King of Wands is like, yeah, I'm here. You know, this is about showing people that you are funny, that you've got an amazing sense of humor, but it's also about letting people know that you are here. This is about making yourself visible. It's about making yourself known, finding ways to let people know who you are, what you can do, and how you can help them get along. And ultimately, that's what Pisces really wants, right? You guys are the original, like, even maybe not necessarily even more so than Aquarius, but just in a different way. It's like a different evolution of that energy. Aquarius is about the group but doesn't necessarily want to get involved on a personal level, where Pisces is like, you love that, I love that, let's merge, baby. You know, and so that's why they say, like, there's no boundaries there. But this is about letting people know who you are. Insert yourself now into the world and let people know what it is that you are truly about, because this could be a fantastic time for you. For your next card, this is about what you need to release in order to make this happen. And you have the Five of Pentacles. Where is it that you have this lack mindset? Whether this is about your skills, whether it's about your resources or your money. Maybe there's a part of you that is saying, well, you know, I don't have... as an example, I want to start a YouTube channel, but I haven't got a camera and all the rest of it. You have a phone. All right, use what you've got, start where you are. And it's funny because the Four of Pentacles came for one of the fire signs and it was a very similar message. But for you guys, this is about letting go of that lack mindset. It's about no longer telling yourself that you can't do something. It's about you really sealing up an old wound. And this may be in relation to you putting yourself out there. Maybe in some part of your life this time around, or maybe even in past life, you put yourself out there and you were bold, you were dynamic, you went for it, you gave it everything that you have, and you got a knockback, or you got laughed at, or you got ridiculed, or, you know, maybe you got hurt in some respect. This is about no longer clinging to that belief. It's about letting that go, because that belief, that idea is a lack mindset. It's you telling yourself that you're not smart, that you're not charismatic, that you're not bold and all the rest of it. Maybe you're not, but that doesn't mean that you can't shine. That doesn't mean that you don't have something to offer. That doesn't mean that you can't embody the King of Wands. You absolutely can. And what that relies on is you realizing that you have everything that you need at your disposal. And when it comes to resources, oh honey, I can tell you, I have made Michelin star worthy meals from the most meager ingredients, right? And that's not even me blowing my own trumpet. That's me embodying the King of Wands, darling. I'm a Leo ascendant after all, right? But I have a Cancer moon, so you know what, it's balanced out, but you get my drift, right? This is about taking what you have and spinning it into, you know, what's the old saying, like spinning yarn into gold. Right? This is whatever you have right now is more than enough to make yourself a success, but you're going to have to get going with it. You're going to have to start with it. And then finally, for the key to the season, what is the overarching energy? Okay, and it wants out. And it is the Hierophant. This time of this moment, right, this autumn equinox season, right, the whole season actually, not just the equinox itself, but this energy will kind of kick in around then. It's about you learning how to work with, but also how to insert yourself and conquer the material world. This is about rewriting your history when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your money, when it comes to your understanding of what security is and who can really give you that, right? I'm getting passionate about this one because that's really, really important. Nobody can give you security and nobody can take it away. It's something that you have to have within yourself. And if you want that, you're going to have to claim it like never before, right? This is one of the deeper meanings of this card actually. And it's funny because this seems to be a theme at the moment. certainly for this season. One of the deeper meanings of this card is being initiated into your next step. It's about going to the next level. It's not only about working with the authorities, it's about becoming the authority, or it's about becoming a part of or established in some way, shape or form. You want to be established, you want to be secure, you want to have that sort of material security. You've got to find that internal security first, and then it comes, right? Then it filters out into the world and provides the physical, tangible results of that inner shift that's taking place. You've got all the stuff that you need. That's about as much as I can give you. What you do with it from here on in is going to be all about where it goes from here. This is a big time of change, and it's about you bringing your inner world to life by showing everybody out there what you have in here. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic autumn season. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. What do you think? What do you feel? What do you love? What do you loathe? Take care, and I'll see you soon.